I never ran from anything because I didn't have nobody to go to. I've always had that, where I'm going. Home to get me? Ain't nobody there.
Right.
Big Meech just called out 50 Cent, accusing him of turning his own son, Lil Meech, against him. The situation has taken a dramatic turn. Remember that fallout between 50 and Big Meech? It started when Meech connected with Rick Ross after getting out of prison. Lil Meech found himself stuck in the middle of the brewing conflict. Initially, he tried to stay neutral, insisting that his loyalty remained strong with 50. But now, both father and son have shifted their allegiances, boldly declaring their allegiance to Rick Ross. Big Meech is reportedly furious, especially after 50 openly accused him of being a bad influence on Lil Meech. Big Meech has taken a stand, accusing 50 of encouraging reckless spending and even pushing substance use. Now, the Flannery father-son duo is gearing up for payback. According to insiders, they're joining forces with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather to launch their own take on the BMF series. That's right, two major heavyweights stepping in to stir the pot. But the whispers in the streets are painting a different picture. Fans are questioning if this move is a big misstep. Are Big Meech and Lil Meech walking straight into a setup? Some are convinced that Ross and Floyd aren't as loyal as they seem, hinting they might leave the Flannerys out in the cold once the money flows. The whole thing is looking like a high-stakes gamble that could backfire spectacularly. So what exactly is Big Meech's game plan to strike back at 50 Cent? And what did 50 really say that pushed him to the edge? It all started when 50 called out Meech's parenting, labeling him a bad influence on Lil Meech, and even suggested that the younger Meech might not be the best fit for the BMF legacy. It was a low blow that lit a fire under Big Meech. What makes this even messier is 50's cryptic hints that the entire BMF show might be on thin ice. When 50 cut ties with Lil Meech and started talking about putting the series on hold, it wasn't just business. It felt personal. Big Meech isn't about to let his name get dragged through the mud, and the stage is now set for an all-out feud that's grabbing everyone's attention. Stay tuned, because this isn't over yet. That's when Lil Meech scrambled to make things right. He reached out to 50 Cent directly, hoping to smooth things over. Lil Meech made it clear that the now infamous photo of Big Meech and Rick Ross, essentially the spark that ignited this entire feud, was just a business move. In his message, Lil Meech reportedly said something along the lines of, "F Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he could pay his bills until our next season starts." He was clearly feeling the heat, adding, "This internet stuff is messing me up, man. You know me in real life." But 50 Cent wasn't having it. He fired back hard, making it painfully clear that Lil Meech's future on the BMF series was over. In a cutting reply, 50 wrote, "What next season, little ninja?" He left no room for hope of reconciliation, slamming the door shut in a public, humiliating fashion, and he wasn't done there. 50 even went on to mock Lil Meech for fumbling the BMF opportunity, quipping that his next gig would likely be on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. He posted, "I'll call Mona Scott for him later today," leaving no doubt that he was relishing every moment of the fallout. Just when fans thought the drama couldn't get any messier, 50 went even further, turning his attention to Big Meech and Rick Ross. He brought up old footage of Lil Meech and Ross's daughter, Toy Roberts, from when they were rumored to be dating, using it as ammunition to mock both families. But that wasn't the worst of it. 50 questioned Ross's loyalty and support during Big Meech's time in prison. He wrote, "Why didn't Ross look out for Meech and send him to acting school? Big Screech, all your people who were out did nothing for him. You come home thinking you're the Black Pablo Escobar and you messed him up." And to top it all off, 50 made sure to remind everyone that he was the one who truly supported the Flannery family while Big Meech was behind bars. It was a full-scale verbal takedown that left no one untouched, escalating the feud to a level nobody expected. The question now is, what's Big Meech going to do next? This feud is far from over. According to 50 Cent, Lil Meech has burned through every dollar he made from BMF. In fact, 50 didn't hold back, claiming, "I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault, it's all gone now." The fallout started when Big Meech linked up with Rick Ross, sparking mixed reactions from fans. Some were quick to criticize 50 for cutting off Lil Meech so suddenly, But others believed he had every reason to feel betrayed after all he'd done for the Flannery family. Then the industry started weighing in, and one of the loudest voices was Boozy. Boozy made it known he wasn't happy with how Lil Meech handled 50. According to Boozy, Lil Meech was way too polite in his response, especially after 50 came at his father so hard. Boozy put it bluntly, if he were in that situation, he would have gone off on 50 immediately, no hesitation. But 50 wasn't about to let Boozy's comments slide. He clapped back, insisting he had done far more for Lil Meech than Big Meech ever did. He even posted a clip from Boozy's interview along with the caption, "I did more for Meech than anyone in his life, Boozy. That's why he responded like that. If he gets locked up, I'm the first person he calls. Bailed him out every time." And it didn't stop there. Things got even messier when 50 revealed he once paid for Lil Meech to go to rehab. Apparently, he'd discovered that Lil Meech had developed a habit of using whippets, laughing gas, and decided to step in. In another Instagram post, 50 laid out his side of the story, claiming that jealousy was at the heart of the fallout. He made it clear that his financial and personal support for the Flannery family ran deep, but the bitterness and shifting alliances pushed their relationship past the breaking point. As the feud rages on, Big Meech seems to be quietly planning his next move. While 50 Cent continues to take shots at both Big Meech and Lil Meech, rumors swirl that the Flannery family is strategizing how to regain control of their narrative. Word on the street is that Big Meech might use his connections to counter 50's public smears. Meanwhile, Lil Meech, caught in the crossfire, is reportedly trying to repair his own image. Insiders say he's considering new partnerships and projects to distance himself from the drama, though it remains unclear if that will win back public favor. 50 isn't letting up, though. He's dug up more old footage and keeps reminding his followers how much he's done for the Flannery family. The fans are split. Some argue that 50 is just keeping it real, while others think he's gone too far. Regardless, it's clear that this war of words isn't cooling off anytime soon. With Big Meech's reputation at stake, all eyes are on him to see what he'll do next. Will he confront 50 head-on? Or will he bide his time and let the dust settle before striking back? The next chapter of this saga is anyone's guess. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be explosive. He suggested that Big Meech wasn't exactly thrilled about how close 50 and Lil Meech had gotten while Meech was behind bars. In a pointed remark, 50 wrote, "I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and Meech's relationship. I'm telling Meech I don't want him doing X. He's telling him he used to do X like it's cool. I tell Meech, chill, stop spending all your money. He's telling him how much money he blew." The tension was palpable. People might not realize it, but 50 claimed he had to send Lil Meech to rehab, and it didn't go unnoticed by others on set. According to 50, even Russell Hornsby saw the signs. This raised the question, was all this turmoil really about loyalty? Or was Big Meech upset that 50 wielded more influence over Lil Meech than he did? Either way, the situation continued to spiral. Allegations flew that Lil Meech had been behaving recklessly on set. 50 put it all out there, claiming that Lil Meech was high as a kite and even threw up during a weapons test. Then came the shocking discovery. Ian supposedly found whippets, those small gas canisters, stashed in Lil Meech's truck. 50 admitted he had no clue what they were at first, asking, "What the F is whippets?" Once he learned it was the gas people abuse, the revelations just kept coming. But instead of falling back and keeping quiet, Big Meech and Lil Meech appeared to be doubling down on their actions. Rather than addressing the situation head-on or seeking reconciliation, they seemed to be digging their heels in, escalating a feud that was already spiraling out of control. And now, they're making some daring moves just to antagonize 50. The Flannery father and son duo is pledging total loyalty to Rick Ross, the same Rick Ross that Lil Meech claimed to have no love for just weeks ago in that infamous text exchange with 50. But if that wasn't enough to stir the pot, they're also aligning themselves with Floyd Mayweather, one of 50's longtime rivals. Recently, Lil Meech surfaced in Miami, arm in arm with Ross and Floyd. To drive the point home, he posted pictures with both of them. His caption? "With real power." A thinly veiled jab at 50's power franchise. But that wasn't the end of it. Just a few days later, Lil Meech dropped another cryptic Instagram post, this time showing himself and Big Meech side by side with Floyd. The only caption? a shushing face emoji, hinting at something big brewing behind the scenes. Now the rumor mill is in overdrive. Word is that Big Meech and Lil Meech might be plotting a major business deal with Floyd. Nobody knows for sure what they're cooking up, but some sources claim they're working on a brand new show or film centered on the Black Mafia family. The kicker? It would have no ties to 50's existing BMF series on Starz. And just weeks ago, Rick Ross himself announced plans to produce his own BMF movie. If Meech and Ross follow through, it could be the ultimate betrayal, a move that might upend everything and set off a whole new wave of drama. While fans and industry insiders wait for more concrete details, one thing is certain: this feud isn't cooling down, it's heating up in ways nobody saw coming. But here's where things take another unexpected turn. Despite the escalating drama, some fans are questioning whether this entire feud is more about showmanship than genuine hostility. While the public exchange of insults and shifting alliances have made headlines, others speculate that this might just be a calculated power play. Could it be that all the social media jabs and cryptic posts are part of a bigger strategy to build buzz and raise the profiles of everyone involved? At the same time, there's no denying the personal stakes. 50 Cent, known for never backing down from a conflict, has continued to fire shots at Big Meech and Lil Meech, keeping his narrative front and center. But the Flannerys aren't shying away either. They're publicly aligning themselves with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, seemingly throwing down the gauntlet in their quest to reclaim the BMF legacy on their own terms. The real question now is whether they can actually pull it off. Meanwhile, fans of the original BMF series on Starz are left in limbo, wondering what this very public fallout might mean for future seasons. 50 Cent has hinted that the show's continuation is uncertain, and with the Flannerys potentially branching out into their own projects, the original narrative that hooked viewers in the first place might undergo a dramatic shift. For now, the only thing that's certain is that this story is far from over, and the stakes just keep getting higher. Rick Ross may want to rethink that BMF movie idea because, surprise, he'd need 50 Cent's permission to make it happen. Sources tell TMZ that 50 still holds the TV and film rights to the BMF story, and those aren't going anywhere. Regardless of the ongoing drama with the Flannery family, 50 has the legal upper hand when it comes to bringing BMF-related projects to the screen. What's more, 50's G-Unit film division is already pushing ahead with another project that's set to elevate the entire BMF saga. TMZ confirms that his team is focused on Tammy Cowan's life story, a new endeavor that promises to expand the narrative and cement 50's dominance in this space. As these developments unfold, the public sentiment is starting to shift. More and more people are rallying behind 50 while turning a critical eye on Lil Meech. Reports suggest that Lil Meech not only squandered the massive opportunity handed to him, but also spent every penny he earned from the BMF series. Insiders claim he blew through millions on designer brands, luxury cars, and diamond-encrusted jewelry without setting any money aside for the future. To make matters worse, he wasn't discreet about it. His flashy lifestyle made headlines, leaving fans and critics questioning his judgment and wondering how he let such a prime opportunity slip through his fingers. As the tension between the Flannery family and 50 continues to escalate, the fallout from these financial missteps only adds another layer of intrigue to this already heated saga. Lil Meech was out here flexing hard on social media, showing off custom Chrome Hearts jeans, and boasting about spending $2 million on an iced-out watch. The word is, he burned through $5 million, money that came from his BMF run, and didn't invest a single dollar in anything meaningful. That would have been bad enough on its own, but Tony Yayo even called him out, accusing him of acting entitled. Yayo claimed Lil Meech was out here telling people like Lil Baby that they should be giving money to help Big Meech, while at the same time dropping $100,000 on jeans. To make it even messier, Yayo revealed that Lil Meech was asking folks for money while still spending extravagantly. It painted a picture of someone completely detached from the weight of their financial reality. The irony? Lil Meech admitted that before he linked up with 50 Cent, he had no direction, no plan, no clue what his next step would be. But here's the thing. 50 saw something in Lil Meech that no one else did. He gave him a shot, covered 2 years of acting lessons, and set him up with an opportunity that most people could only dream of. 50 didn't have to go out of his way for Lil Meech. He could have easily hired a seasoned actor, saved his money, and played it safe, but he didn't. He put his faith in Lil Meech. Given that level of support, you'd expect Lil Meech to be more careful, more strategic. Yet instead of taking the chance and building something lasting, he fumbled what could have been the most significant break of his career. The question now is whether he'll learn from these missteps or if this will just be another chapter in a series of missed opportunities. But instead, he acted like the high life would never end, like there'd always be someone lining up to hand him millions to blow. Initially, when the feud between 50 and Big Meech kicked off, a lot of fans actually sympathized with Lil Meech. Some even criticized 50, accusing him of being harsh and unjust by cutting ties with Lil Meech over his father's actions. But now, the tone has shifted. Fans are turning on Lil Meech, especially since he's been seen flaunting his new alliances with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather. It's as if he's deliberately taunting 50, and the public is starting to notice. Just weeks ago, he was loudly proclaiming loyalty to 50, even going so far as to publicly diss Ross. Now he's flipped completely, and it's not sitting well with a lot of people. Adding more fuel to the fire are the rumors that Big Meech and Lil Meech are planning a BMF movie with Ross and Floyd. The idea itself is raising eyebrows because legally, Big Meech doesn't own his own story anymore. He already sold his life rights to Tammy Cowens, the same individual who worked with 50 to create the BMF series for Stars. That's where things get tricky. If Big Meech and his son are actually moving forward with this supposed movie project, how are they going to pull it off legally? They might not even have the rights to do it. With every new development, this situation grows more chaotic and complex. What started as a family feud and a professional falling out has turned into a tangled web of loyalty shifts, legal hurdles, and public perception challenges. And it seems like each step Lil Meech takes only deepens the mess. Big Meech and Lil Meech are out here making bold moves, aligning with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, two of 50 Cent's fiercest rivals, while burning every bridge 50 helped them cross. But here's the real question. Where does this leave them? Legally, Big Meech doesn't even hold the rights to his own story anymore. If they think they can bypass 50 and produce their own BMF movie, they may be in for a nasty surprise. And what about Lil Meech? He started as the face of one of TV's hottest shows, with 50 giving him a golden opportunity and investing in his potential. But now, he spent his fortune on a flashy lifestyle, turned his back on the man who put him on, and thrown his lot in with Ross and Floyd. The question remains, was it worth it? Did Lil Meech just throw away the career move of a lifetime, or was 50 too ruthless in cutting him off so quickly? Whatever side you're on, one thing is certain, this drama is far from over. As tensions continue to rise, all eyes are on the next chapter of this unfolding saga. What comes next for the Flannery family, and can any of these burned bridges be rebuilt?